Hello guys. So if you're new here, welcome. I keep forgetting to do this intro whenever I post my videos. Welcome if you're new, and if you're not, welcome back. It's been a while since I did one of these videos, and I'm just gonna be talking about how my 2023 has been going with the Hobonichi weeks. I have two. The Mega for my work and the Aurora Duty for my personal stuff. It's gonna be difficult to, okay, I'm not being selfish here, but it's been really difficult sharing this with you guys because it is filled with a lot of personal stuff in relation to my relationship. So I am filming this video on the 8th of February, and it is exactly 6 months into our relationship. So my boyfriend and I have been together for half a year now. Yay! Isn't it exciting? Yeah, there's been so much on here that I wish I could show you guys because they look so nice, and I feel like some of you will, draw inspiration on how to make, if you guys are into that, aesthetically pleasing journal entries, very minor stuff, because I do pack everything in the small space that is the Hobonichi weeks, but I can't, for of course reasons that it is something very personal to me, and I would like to keep my privacy when it comes to my relationship, as I know I have a few friends and some work colleagues who follow this channel. So let's just focus on this one, the one for work, because so far I haven't written anything down that is absolutely dire. I mean, that I have to keep a secret, but right now this is just super boring. Attendance at work, as I mentioned before, some tasks at work, also taking down keeping track of my bills payments per month on this portion. So nothing fancy, nothing pretty on there. I've been doing the work priorities and events breakdown, a little self-care, just sleep mainly, and my daily expenses on this side. However, for February, I actually stopped doing that, and I also stopped using my fountain pen. I transitioned to using, what do you call these? The Pigma Micron archival ink pens. So yeah, and I've also stopped doing the break on the left layout because I just wanted everything in one, maybe just a list, just to minimize because I'm not happy with this one. Like, all the details are just chalked on the top portion of my spread, because this is for work, nothing's gonna be seen on my Saturday and Sunday, and I tried to minimize decorating. Yep, so there, and now we're on this page, and what I've tried doing is to keep my daily expenses here, so you can see my allowance for the month. And this is not a joke, this is really my allowance for the month. I have a gas fund, grocery fund. My bonus allowance is for extra expenses that weren't taken into account. And on this lower portion, I actually have a list of tasks that I want to keep track of for this week. So this is just a progress tracker. Okay, so you'll see here the specific tasks I have, and the circles are where basically I plan to have completed them, or maybe the deadlines for them and stuff. I put an X over, or put a cross over a task if it's done, then a line to indicate that I don't need to work on that anymore. If the cross precedes the circle, then that means I finished it earlier than I intended to, which is great. So yeah, just those things. And I already set up the next one, but this time I put my progress tracker on the top portion. So yeah, I'll keep that there, and just have the lower half for the daily expenses, just to sort of psychologically outsmart myself or mentally outsmart myself into thinking that I have this little space to write my expenses, so I have to limit my expenses. In contrast to this one, I have so much space and I'm thinking, what else can I spend on? So that's it for this portion, and I haven't filled out the rest. Oh, and I also have this thing where I only touch my salary for the entire month on the last day of the month. And I list down here the breakdown for the entire month's salary. So for the end of January, I listed it here, and then basically I allocated everything that I had to pay for. And this my entire January salary will be used for February's payments, if that makes sense. So whatever payment or whatever salary I receive on the 28th of February, so that would constitute the entirety of Feb, which I will have broken down into my necessary expenses, my extras, and then these will be used for March. So bills that will come in March, etc., will be sourced from this fund. So I hope that makes sense. It's been really hard keeping track of my expenses, my salary, if I keep making divisions and partitions for every salary that I receive, because I receive my salary 4 times a month. So imagine that. So instead of touching the cash that comes in, I just leave it in my bank account, in my payroll account. So for the first, second, and third income flow, I ignore them completely. But I do keep track of them, like how much came in. So I keep track of that. So by the end of the month, the total of the salary that I've listed down or tracked should be the same amount that I see on my phone, on my mobile bank app. Okay, so that's basically it. And then for the note section, I've been keeping it together with my bullet journal system, so I haven't updated the index yet, but yeah. So for January, you're quite busy, and I've placed Kina Prints tabs, if you can see that. Yeah, if you can see that one. Kina Prints tabs for the bullet journal part. So now we're on Feb, and I have Feb on here. As you can see, I didn't place March to December because I want my bullet journal to be flexible. I don't want to have to set aside just 5 pages or so-and-so sheets per month and find myself lacking or find myself not consuming the entire thing. So I will put in my tabs as I go. So now we're on Feb. And again, I switched from using my fountain pen to the archival ink because, again, it's work. I want to see less color and just focus more on the content. And then, so everything else is blank, just waiting to be used for the rest of the year. But towards the end of my note section, I actually already indicated here a tracker. So this is a tracker I designed specifically to keep track of all the funds that I funnel to my necessary expenses. So I have my credit cards here, internet, electricity, rent, car loan that I have to pay for, and even my two or three of my major insurance payments are here. So I devised this in such a way that for each row would constitute a month. So we have January all the way to December down here, and then the top portion we have the categories or what specific payments or expenses I need to make. So I've listed down on the left side just to tag or to mark each row with fund, meaning how much I funded for that particular expense. Bill, so how much was billed to me for a particular month. Paid, if I had paid, I would only indicate the amount that I paid. So sometimes I overpay, sometimes I underpay. Not, just kidding. I never underpay. So that's a reminder to all of you with credit cards and, you know, bills. As much as possible, you pay them in full. Do not ever just pay for the minimum and then wait till the next month to pay it off. I swear to you, the interest rates are insane and you cannot afford them, okay? Like, even if you can afford them, it's not worth it. It's really not, because on top of paying for what you've already spent on, you'd have to pay extra just because you delayed your payment. So again, just a reminder, always pay in full if you can, and I hope you can. And the fourth line is for balance, which means if I had, for example, for the case of my condo dues, my rent, I'd funded 5,500 for this one as listed here. I'm not sure if it's visible. If it's not, then don't worry about it. Don't zoom in or whatever you guys want to do. Just hear me out. And the bill for that for January was at 4,700, which means after paying just that amount, I had 800 left over, which will carry over to Feb. So that's the plan. That's why I highlighted some in green and highlighted the rest in orange. The orange ones are for negative ones, which means I underfunded and I end up having to overpay for something. So again, the purpose of this tracker is just for me to see the flow of my money. If I'm able to carry over some excess from a previous month's fund, then I can easily use that for the next one, or just to sort of protect myself from the possibility of having to pay for more than I expected to pay. Okay, I hope that was clear, because if it wasn't, then just leave a comment so I can explain this further. And if you're curious how I designed this or something, or maybe you guys already figured it out from the get-go just by looking at it, then great job. And if you guys want to copy it, use it, go ahead by all means. There is no copyright whatever on this one, but it is a fruit of my brain. So I hope you guys do, give due credit if you will use this, and I hope it helps if you do. Another thing that I am tracking for this year specifically are my bonuses, because for the company I work for, we actually have a lot of bonuses, incentives, and I want to list them all just because I want to funnel them to payments for 2024. So wow, I'm looking so far ahead. Yes, I am. And the reason for that is I cannot afford to not be prepared in case of emergencies, in case I have to, shell out a huge load of cash in a single month and have none left for my monthly expenses. Then that's the kind of emergency that I'm preparing for by doing this. Okay, why is that? I am not the type of person who, when I get my bonuses or when I get commissions or incentives from any of my work, from any kind of work, I'm not the type of person to jump in and spend it on something grand, like, oh, I'm going to buy myself a new mobile phone. For those of you laughing, I bought my mobile phone, my very recent June 2022 purchase, out of a fund, okay? So I did not have to risk my necessary expenses, because I have some friends making comments about how I've been overspending last year. I did overspend on food, but this year will be different. Again, our motto for this year is financial discipline, so we'll stick to that. But again, going back, I'm not the type of person to spend my bonuses on super expensive items. I don't like buying new bags, designer clothes, or whatever chic item will cost you 5 digits and that's it. And you just have a new bag or a new pair of shoes. That's not who I am. If that's you, then I hope you're able to sustain that kind of lifestyle if that's what makes you happy. Personally, it doesn't make me happy. So what I do instead is, again, to funnel my bonuses. So if, for example, for the month of March, I would receive a specific bonus, like let's say 10,000. Instead of, you know, spending it all in one place, what I'd want to do is, of course, to set aside 10% of that for my tithes to give to the church. And the rest of it will be funneled through, for example, if I have a payment for next year for this insurance fund, which will amount to 60,000, then I would use 9,000 of my bonus to basically have a fund prepared for 2024. Meaning to say, I will only need to think about 51,000 left. Unless I have, you know, succeeding bonuses that I will also allocate. So come this time next year, I'd have already fully funded the payments needed for that insurance fund. So I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. And if, again, it doesn't, just leave a comment below. I will be happy to answer your questions, queries, or any comments, even violent reactions. I welcome all those. It's actually fun reading your comments, so please do. Okay, so that's basically the two main financial trackers that I am keeping on here. And this is the Kina Prints tabs that I've been using for my bullet journal. And this time I would want to place, because this is on the last page of the note section, I would want to place a marker here or here. No, on the top. Yeah, it's better on the top. Just so it's easy for me to navigate when I have to update my trackers. And why do I need that? Because I am very forgetful. Maybe it's an added reasoning is I have 4 planners right now, and it's been so hard keeping up with all of them. So now we're going to put a heart on this one. Or maybe, should I put the heart? Should I put important? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, so important. I'm so sorry you had to witness that. But then again, I'm not sorry, because, you know, you're here for a reason, and I hope you enjoy my antics despite how wacky they can be. So for this one, maybe I can put it on the line of remaining. Just those boxes. Eek. Oh, this is so irritating because it's clear and I can't see it. Okay, but I think this one's good. There we go. So just let that sink in, and then let's move to the other side, sort of fold that in. Okay, and there we have it. I am tabbed. Okay, so it's going to be easy for me to at least open up to this page from now on. I'm still coming up with my other, as I mentioned, with my other trackers. I am already thinking up syncing fund trackers because I have a few things that I need to keep track of as well. For this year, I've been saving up on a travel to Japan with my boyfriend. So that's a huge undertaking to save up for, and I am planning to put that here. Along with other sinking funds that I need to prepare. So basically, just, you know, I hope you guys look forward to it. And yep, this is me. This is all I am right now. I tried to use this, but it's not working yet. So I guess to let you go, I don't know, what are last words? Keep at it. As you can see, it's only been a month and a half since 2023 started. I had a lot of changes I went through for this one, and even more so for this baby. Okay, I can't show you the weekly pages just because I don't want to have to reveal too much in terms of my relationship, but on the note section, I've actually been doing a bit more personal stuff, a bit more personal thoughts, some journaling. It's very minor, but I have been trying to write more. And yeah, this is the best I can show you because I haven't had that much time writing because of deadlines at work. But I am happy to announce that my boyfriend and I have finished a few anime series, film, and we visited a few restaurants this year, and we hope to continue doing so. If any of you are from the Philippines, in Metro Manila specifically, and you have any restaurant recommendations, I'd love to hear them. That is if you've reached until this point, because, you know, not a lot of people actually stay till the end of my videos, but that's fine. I know you guys are busy. But yeah, if you do have any recommendations, my partner and I will be really, really happy to try them out, visit, etc. So, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure if this was short. I'm very chatty. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look through of my week's mega, and you know, I hope I was able to give you a few ideas how to use them. Although very minimally. I use them very minimally because of how work has been so demanding lately. Yeah, but I hope to show you a bit more of how things have been going with my other planners. I have two more. If you guys can recall from previous videos, I do have my Take a Note in A5 and my A5 Day Free. I've only started filling this out because I have had 3 major purchases. So no photos yet and stuff because the items haven't arrived with me yet, but I will show you once this is filled up a bit more. And for my Take a Note, this has been wild because it's no longer how I originally intended it to be. It's been more of a journal, less memory keeping, and as you can see, there are lots of pages where I'm not even writing anything as much as I want to have written anything. So I am struggling. The A5 is always where I struggle because of the size, the sheer size of it, and you know, me freaking out over that blank page and thinking, what do I write that is actually meaningful or memorable? But that's a story for another time. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you again soon, maybe in a future video. I don't know when I'm going to upload next. We've been doing a lot of work lately. I don't know how many times I've said that. We've been really busy. I can't even explain to you how busy we've been and how many deadlines I have to meet. And I'm doing this. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to work now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!